There is that sound that comes before the result is revealed, when an entire stadium of people, yellow, green and invested people, dare not breathe. It is the sound of a season being prolonged, or at least the hope for it. To scream, to shout, to stomp, you never know, maybe that is the burst of energy that frees the baseball from Coco Crisp's glove. And nobody at O.CO Coliseum on Tuesday night could have lived with that. So they stared, and they began to believe, and Crisp held up that glove and then that sound was gone. Amid the roar, even Prince Fielder had to grin. Over just more than 2.5 hours, the Oaklanders of 2012 played their finest ball game. Brett Anderson threw 6 shutout innings on 19 days rest. 3 relievers followed, pitching through Miguel Cabrera once and Fielder twice. Jonas Cespedes singled home a run and Seth Smith homered. Coco Crisp's sleeping catch at the wall gave the Azul the momentum they needed. A misstep from elimination, a dark thought from going home, a hanging curveball from packing the bat bags for the last time. The As were taut and headstrong and precise. They beat the Detroit Tigers 2-0, in the last American League Division Series game they were guaranteed, and they did it for all those reasons, but as much as anything because that ball stayed in Coco Crisp's glove. Related, as Ride pitching to Game 3 victory, it was just the second inning. The As had scored once in the first. The ballpark was filled to the tarps. Anderson had thrown aggressively in the previous inning, and so appeared recovered from his oblique injury that cost him the final 2 weeks of the season and the first 2 games of this series. Fielder, who had 1 hit in the series, so what baseball folks would consider, took a fastball for strike 1, a fastball for ball 1, and fouled away a slider. Catcher Derek Norris thought another slider, this one away from Fielder and low. The pitch was slightly higher than that, and Fielder hit it on a line toward the darkness of right center field. He'd hit 30 sort of like it this season, 260 in his career. Fielder gauged the contact, the flight, the wall. And he went into a semi-sure trot, something between tie game and maybe not. I knew it was hit good, Norris said, recalling that the ball got small fast. I didn't know it was hit that good. His eye left the ball and found Crisp, who had turned to his left and was on a dead run toward the fence. Oh no, Norris thought. Anderson turned. He thought the worst. He dropped his head. Right fielder Josh Reddick believed there was a chance. See, there's a reason as Coach Ty Waller hands out all that information before games, so the outfielders position themselves to the strengths of the batters, and to the strategy and stuff of the pitcher. In a big outfield, Crisp would play Prince Fielder deep and to pull. He'd slid that way 4 pitchers before, as Fielder trudged to the plate. Here's the thing about Crisp. 2 days before, he'd committed an error in Detroit, and he'd felt responsible for the loss and therefore for the As unforgiving place in the series. He'd come home and tried to shove those thoughts from his head, but returned to the ballpark Monday to take extra fly balls. It can weigh on you, he said. It definitely weighed on me. I can take away what happened in that game. It's unfortunate. Also, Reds failed to take advantage of Homer Bailey's gem. Atonement would come with 3 wins, nothing less. Prince Fielder could only smile after watching Crisp rob him of a possible home run. He hit 14 strides to that wall, 16 if the last few were choppy, allowing him to ease his momentum, gather himself for a leap and thrust his left arm above his head. The glove and the ball reached the top of the fence at the same instant. The sound arrived then, too, like a gasp, like an effort to create a vacuum for this moment, so that there was only their outfielder and that ball that was trying to escape and kill their season. I saw him go up, Reddick said. He can jump pretty good. The green and yellow and invested people in right field knew it first. Norris heard them first. No way, he whispered. Just past first base, Fielder slowed his trot. Crisp tumbled to the warning track. Fielder sped up. Crisp held his glove aloft. The rest of the stadium joined the right field celebration. Fielder stopped, turned and, in spite of himself, grinned. I thought I had a hit, he said. Video, where should Alex Rodriguez hit in Yankees Game 3 lineup? A hit, a tie game, a different game. He's an amazing hitter, Crisp said. He hit the stuff out of that ball. Crisp leapt to his feet, skipped for a moment toward the infield. Reddick slapped his rear end. It kickstarts you, Anderson said. To make pitchers and get through innings. 5 innings later, Cespedes would take a sure double from Fielder in the left center field gap. He'd been robbed halfway to a cycle. I was trying to go under coverage, Fielder said. I couldn't go over it. The play that changed everything, however, had come in the second inning. This generation of us, it does not come back from 0-2, it blows to 0. That happened in 2001 and again in 2003. And yet 9 years later they took one step toward Game 4, inched a little toward Justin Verlander in Game 5, and that's the best the Tuesday night would grant them. Well, Tigers manager Jim Leyland said, "They pitched and played a perfect game. They played a perfect game, and I think Coco's catch really got them into it. Crisp had singled and scored the first run, the only one they'd need. And he'd taken away the only real shot the Tigers would have. It was fleeting. They'll play again Wednesday night." Crisp smiled broadly. "To make a play like that," he said, "it definitely resets you. In a place that couldn't be louder, that couldn't be more joyful, the catch was the difference. It was okay to breathe again."